Our next speaker is Rhonda Finney out of Austin, Texas. Let's give her a hand.
Good afternoon. My name is Rhonda Finney, and my child custody modification began in 2011 here in Travis County. If you don't mind, I'm going to read the verbiage behind the cards that our elected officials will be receiving. Thank you all for signing those, filling those forms out. If you haven't done so, it's right back there with the gentleman who's raising his hand. HB 453 by Representative James White, an equitable and fair solution to child custody that addresses the needs of children, parents, and the public. Unequal parenting is the most serious, unaddressed violation of human rights in Texas today. The worst thing about it is that those affected are innocent children, or those most affected are innocent children. Family law litigations entail a long, arduous process that is financially, emotionally, and psychologically taxing, and have the potential to wreak havoc on both parents' and children's lives. The truth is, all it takes is one unhealthy-minded parent or aggressive, hostile attorney to fuel this feud and create massive devastation for many. Contentious, protracted litigation often creates and fosters parental alienation, which creates ACEs in children, which is adverse childhood experiences, and complex PTSD in the alienated targeted parent. This is also a form of domestic violence, psychological, physiological, and economical abuse. Parental alienation is a form of child abuse. It is in the DSM-5 995.51. After passing HB 453 to prevent unnecessary and abusive litigation, family law attorneys will be more inclined to facilitate effective mediation and a fair and equitable settlement for both parties and children, promoting peace and safety for all. This is why it's essential for this bill to get passed. On a personal note, in my advocacy efforts, I've created a meetup group called Speak Love. SPEAK stands for Shared Parenting, Encouraging Advocacy for Kids. I did this because I have been significantly alienated from my now 13-year-old son's life. It's been a horrendous experience. My son, for the past couple years now, has been speaking out to his father, telling him that he wants more time with me. At my last court hearing, which was last October, I filed a motion. I've been pro se for the past year and a half. I've been bankrupted and financially exhausted. I went back into the courtroom with a lot of evidence supporting the reasons why I should be given more time with my son. And my judge, who has written himself into my orders to be our only existing judge, he's very biased. And even though I had supportive documentation from two therapists stating that my son wants to spend more time with me, he denied me the opportunity to confer with my son. I don't know what to do beyond that. Without money, I can afford proper help. I have turned over every stone to try and get the appropriate attention and help. Unfortunately, it seems that in this country, help comes at a very high cost. This should not be the case when it's seriously adversely affecting our families and children. I want to also bring your attention to ACEs. This is a term that is widely recognized and understood amongst the mental health and medical health professionals. ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, they create psychological and physiological changes in our developing children's brains and bodies. Now do you understand fully why this is child abuse? And parental alienation often doesn't begin at the moment of litigation. The subtle effects happen when the two parents are still married or living in the same house together. Our children are exposed to this. And when there's alienation, it does not give the other parent the opportunity to get back in there and do damage control to make certain that the child is being appropriately nurtured and the proper care to resolve those, now I'm losing my train of thought, but to resolve those issues. It was brought to my attention earlier about the child support. I know that child support is a very touchy subject because it has been used against this particular group of people, this demographic of alienated and targeted parents. In my particular case, my ex-husband and I, before we divorced, we understood that it was going to take me some time to get back on my feet. We both chose when we were married that he's a doctor and he earned more money, and we both decided that I wouldn't work at times. Knowing that I was headed for a divorce, I was trying to adequately re-enter the workforce. My litigation started before I was on my own 2 feet. In fact, he sued me just weeks after my spousal support ended. He knew that it would be very difficult for me to financially fight him for time with my son. In doing so, because he has an aggressive attorney, I not only was significantly alienated from my son and lost precious time with him, but I'm ordered to pay child support. My ex-husband, who is a family physician, you can imagine what his salary is, he remarried. And I am trying very hard. I went back to school and earned a higher degree, doing all the things, volunteering, creating an advocacy group, being a productive member of society. But I have not yet been able to get that job that will sufficiently pay for all of my expenses. Because of that, I am now on SNAP, which is food stamps. I'm having to lean on some people in my life to help me out. I earn 1/5 the amount that my ex-husband and his new wife do, and I'm ordered to pay child support. How is this in my son's best interest? Especially since my son has been speaking out to his father that he wants to have more time with me. So I use the tools that I have. I continue to advocate for my son's rights and my rights. I humble myself and I go before the judge and other individuals to stand up for all of our rights, all of your rights, all of our children's rights. So my motto for Speak Love is speak out, speak up, speak love. One person can make a difference. United, we can create a movement. Never underestimate the difference you can make. Never underestimate the difference we are to our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda.